Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so these are all the advantages in the ERP technologies. And if you are not following the ERP, if it is a pre-ERP like non-ERP technologies, then you have a kind of always there is no server based connection, so always you need to depend on the people when you want to get the data. And also you need to use the multiple technologies. Let's say production related, we need to use the separate technology. Finance related, you need to use the separate technology. Stores related, you may need to use the different technology. When you are using a different technologies, then you need to give the training for the multiple systems, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I got
and
that.
also yeah, and also it may be redundant the data, because if you don't have a kind of same automation of that process, then every department needs to post the same transaction. And always we need to depend on the people for downloading the Excel, and they need to prepare that reports, and they will send it to the management. So in that Excel they can manipulate anything. You don't have any kind of proof, they can delete it or they can addition it whatever the data.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is a probability of making a mistakes are higher. When a manual kind
Mm-hmm.
of intervention is there, there are lot of chances to get a making a mistakes always. So these are all
Okay.
the disadvantages when you are using a non-ERP technologies.
Okay.
Is I'm just explaining you the brief, because we know already ERP technologies, right? Just brief kind
Yeah.
of introduction. Okay, and now we'll discuss what kind of ERP technologies do we have. We have a number of ERP technologies in the market. The one is Oracle, PeopleSoft, Edwards, BAN, SAP, Tally. There are n number of technologies in the ERP. Every ERP technology is having their own advantages and disadvantages, but compared to all other ERP technologies, SAP is having the better advantages, and now SAP is capturing the market more than 70% across the globe. Just imagine why SAP is having that many advantages. I will tell you the process how why SAP is getting more kind of opportunities when compared to other ERP technologies. The SAP will start the logistic department and it will ends with the logistic department. In between, the all departments will cover automatically. So because of that reason, SAP is occupying the more market compared to the other technologies. I'll tell you, logistics are nothing but we'll start with the inquiring the sales order. Once we receive the sales order from customer, and what we'll do, the stores person or the sales person will check with the stores department, right? Do we have a finished
Yeah.
product or not for delivering the material to the customer? So once he check the stores department, if the stock is available, then we'll sell it to the customer delivering the goods,
Mm-hmm.
delivery goods. And next one is the billing to the customer,
Mm-hmm.
and next one is collection from customer. So this is the one
Okay.
process. This is the one process. And second process is, let's say we don't have the finished product, then what we'll do, the stores person will intimate to purchase department to procure the components,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to procure the material components for producing the finished products. When the stores person intimate to the purchase department, then purchase department will start the inquiry quotations from the various suppliers to receive that material components from the suppliers. So they will start the inquiry quotations, and after that they will create a purchase order for that components with the specific supplier. based on terms and conditions. Based on terms and conditions, the purchase department will raise the PO, and after that will receive the goods receipt from supplier. Once we receive the goods, automatically the stores person will enter the goods receipt. Here the finance impact is there. The finance related transaction will be updated automatically. So the finance impact as well as the stores department. Both the departments will update automatically. And next, once we receive the invoice from supplier, the finance department will book the entry. This will be the update. Finance as well as the purchase department. Later we'll make the payment to the supplier. This will be pure finance. Once you have a components, you no need to wait till this process. Once you receive the stock, issue to production, right? To produce the finished products, whatever the components they required, we'll issue the components to the production department, and they will produce final product. Once the final product is ready, once the final product is ready,
to sales order and delivery, and then billing, and then collection of the customer, and again it's a logistic cycle.
Yes, exactly. So where it starts logistics from the sales order, and it will end with the billing. In between the all departments will cover. Because of this this logic, so the SAP is occupying more market. Okay, because when you are looking into the logistics, obviously it will integrate with the other departments. Because of that reason, SAP is surviving the market. And
okay, why can't other tools do the same?
I'm going to explaining you. Yeah, I'm explaining you now Oracle. Oracle, it starts with the finance and it ends with the finance. It means they are looking only finance kind of transactions. They are not at all looking into the production related transactions. Because of that reason, it fails, and they inform the people, we are going to releasing a kind of SAP kind of whatever the advantages they told in the 2008. They have a plan to release Oracle 11 Physio. That still they did not release that version. Maybe if they release that kind of
Okay, so you mean that only SAP does the entire process of from logistics till the end of the billing cycle happens, and other tools does only with the finance department?
It will does, but there are some limitations where integration of automatic transactions where it won't appear. They have to do multiple transactions. That is the disadvantage.
Okay, fine.
That is the disadvantages. And if you go with the PeopleSoft, this is the world best software for the human capital management. That is HR, human resource management. World best technology for the HCM. You have a n number of HR related packages, but compared to other packages in terms of cost and all, HCM is the best ERP technology. PeopleSoft is the world best technology for the HCM. Most of the people, what they will do, most of the companies, they will use for the all other departments for the SAP, and they will use for the PeopleSoft for the HCM. Because SAP also having that HR module, but the problem is it is a too cost compared to PeopleSoft.
Okay.
So obviously the companies will look into the cost and other terms. So why should we bear more cost? And you have and another fruitful advantage is you can interface with between the other technologies also. That is the one kind of great advantage in the SAP. Let's say I can post any other technology. By end of the day, I can transfer the data into the SAP system by using interfaces. Let's say I'm using Tally system today. or any other technology today. I don't want to stop that system. I want to use regularly that system only. But by end of the day, that data should automatically translate into the SAP. Yes, it can be.
Okay, fine.
So these are all the I'm not sure the all other technologies. These are the main technologies. Why we have, but I could say every technology will have their own advantages and disadvantages. But compared to all other ERP technologies, SAP is having the better advantages. That is the reason today the more than 70% of the market share is the SAP.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can discuss in detail about the SAP. Okay,
Sure.
and it's not a SAP, it is a SAP. The abbreviation it is Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. It's a
Okay.
SAP, it's not SAP. Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. The SAP is founded in 1972 by IBM ex-employees, and these headquarters are at Germany. Earlier the
Okay.
SAP started with the mainframe based, with the two-tier architecture. What is this two-tier and architecture? Later I will explain you. Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
So it's SAP started with the mainframe based, and you have a other kind of advantages in this SAP itself. SAP has released a number of versions for upgrading of whatever the new changes or new requirements, because you have to do the lot of R&D and you need to upgrade it, then only you can survive in the world, right?
Okay.
So because of that reason, whatever the earlier versions they have, so everything, because they have more than 1 lakh people in the R&D department. In SAP, they have the SAP company itself, they have a separate lab. They have more than 1 lakh employees doing for the regular kind of whatever the updates. Okay.
Okay.
And they released in the 90s with the 3.0, 3.1 in 1997, 4.4a and 4.4b. There are some kind of added advantages compared to one version to another version. In the 2000, the well successful version is 4.7e. And after that, now the current successful running version is 6.0. ECC 6.0, Enterprise Central Components.
Is there any chance that any company use old version, like use like 5 and
Yeah. See, let's say earlier I am using a 4.7e. Now I want to upgrade with the 6.0 version. Yes, you can do it. Later, the types of projects we have, right? In the types of projects, I will explain you what kind of projects do we have and how we are going to use it. Okay.
Okay.
So the main successful versions are 4.7e and 6.0. Okay. In that 6.0 also, every 6 months once or 3 months quarterly once, whatever the new changes based on their R&D, if it is kind of a huge data, they are upgrading with the 6.1, 6.2 like. Now it is a 6.6, PHP 6.6.
Okay.
Okay.
You mean currently they are using 6.6?
Yes, in this 6.0 version, the release patch is EHP 6. The version in the 6 bytes, now it is 6.6 technically speaking.
Okay.
Wow. So we should learn 6.6, not 6.0.
No, it's 6.0 only. The upgrade patches. Patches are nothing but whatever the added changes they are releasing into the patches. What is the patch and all, later in that PPTs I'll explain you in these types of projects and all. Okay.
Okay.
And see, when you are using the SAP, it covers complete business process across the globe, across different industry sectors. Okay. So this is the main advantage, and it sets benchmark for the few industry segments. And I told you continuous improvements based on the customer and industry feedback. Whenever you find let's say I'm implementing the battery sector, whenever you find a different kind of business process, they will do the R&D and they will come back with the new solution, and they will upgrade with the patches. and we have a ready-made kind of technology like small scale sectors. If they want to go for the SAP by using a consultant, it's a huge cost. So for those kind of small and medium scale sectors, SAP is giving the predefined industry-based solutions. That is, SAP is called as a SAP best practices. Industry-based solutions, it is a ready-made kind of package. You no need to do any kind of settings. You can just install the SAP system and use it. So that is what we call as the industry-based solutions SAP is giving. Almost across the verticals SAP is giving, and more than 13,500 companies, which is huge MNCs, are using across more than 120 countries, and now it is more than 50,000 installations. Just imagine, and I'll show you some kind of major clients who are the using Coke, Delta, George Pacific. These are all some example, but almost I could say you guys are from India, right?
No,
Yeah.
Egypt.
Okay, more than 10 millions, whoever is running the business, more than 10 millions, almost all companies are looking for the SAP technology. Not only one country, I could say in the almost USA and UK countries, they implemented SAP. Almost more than 80 to 90% of the companies where they have a turnover around more than 10 million euros or dollars, they are using this SAP technology only. More than 90% of the companies. And India and other countries still they are using the implementation projects. It means they are not yet started using SAP system. Still we have a implementation kind of, but USA, UK, it's already they are using SAP. We don't have a kind of new implementations. You have to go with the just kind of a support. Okay, in the types of projects I can explain you. Is it okay?
Okay.
Because what is implementation, what kind of what type of projects we have, so these kind of details, and I can explain you in detail in the next PPTs. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you are going to implement a SAP, so automatically the all modules will be installed. Like when you are going to take a SAP server, the finance, controlling, treasury, project systems, warehouse management, human resource management, plant maintenance, quality maintenance, production planning, material management, sales and distribution, warehouse management, finance and supply chain management, these all modules will be installed automatically. And remember, it's not based on the module wise, it's based on the user license they are going to charge.
Okay.
And in addition to that, if you want to go for the added advanced kind of technologies like strategic enterprise resource management and business warehouse, now it is a business intelligence, advanced planning optimizer, like in the production related, they want to go for the advanced kind of planning, then SAP is giving the separate server and separate technology. You can interface by using this server and SAP server, you can able to generate whatever the planning kind of data. And you have a supplier relationship management, it is a separate server. You can't get it directly in the SAP. It's a separate server, like same for the customer relationship management. We have a standard functionality. In addition to that, if you want to go for the beyond that, then you have to go for the advanced versions, like SRM for the purchase related and CRM for the sales related. It will interact by using the interfaces. It will interact the data by getting the data from the different servers. Is it okay, guys? Is it okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
And the whatever the module surnames, you can go business warehouse, now it's a business intelligence. NetWeaver, why it is required NetWeaver? Let's say the customer related sales process, let's say the inquiries, quotations will done by through online, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you are going to do that online kind of sales order process, we require the NetWeaver. It's a separate kind of middleware technology, NetWeaver. And when you are going to use this one, we require the we have a called PA and XI, Enterprise Portal and XI. It's going to exchange infrastructure between the SAP technology and other technology. By using this XI module, you can able to transfer the data from one technology to another technology.
Okay.
And we have already, I told you, supplier relationship management, customer relationship management, advanced planner and optimizer, product lifecycle management, because most of the manufacturing companies are required PLM. Why it is required? I want to know the life cycle of that product. So we have in the production planning, you have that functionality, but in addition to that, if you want to go for the advanced kind of, then you need to go for the product lifecycle management related module.
Okay, I have a question here. Like
Yeah.
for SAP module, when you download the SAP module, for example, a company is getting a SAP, and you have finance, control, and a lot more other departments over there.
Yes. Yes.
And if a person working with the finance and control, he has only access for that particular finance and control and not for the production, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Based on roles and whatever the authorization controls, what we'll do, we'll control with this person will have this kind of accesses.
Okay, okay. Based on the access, he can able to access the particular product.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, fine. And if you want anything else like SRM or CRM, they need to upgrade the SAP, and then I think it is even more costlier than the normal modules.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's a separate server, Srilekha. SRM and CRM, these are the separate modules. So they need to maintain separate server for the SRM and CRM if they want to use it.
Okay, okay. So which is mentioned inside that the previous slide, go.
Yes.
Anything which is inside that SAP modules comes with one bulk, and other SEM, SRM, CRM, everything is a separate module, correct?
Separate servers.
But we have.
It will interact with the servers. Yes, yes. Tell me.
I read before that we need to know about the other modules to doing FICO good. You know what I mean?
See, actually, we are the major responsible guys to interact with the other modules. Like we have a integration with the most of the modules, right? When it is a production related, it is interact with the CO as well as the finance. Why? When it is going to hit that consumptions, that should trigger into your finance books, your P&L related books. When we receive the finished product from the production department, it will be updated in the stores department as well as your finance department and in the cost department. You need to know what is the cost of that producing finished product, right?
Okay.
So I could say 80% of the departments will integrate with the finance and CO module. Without finance and CO module, you can't run business. Even let's say, I could say like if it is a kind of trading kind of business like asset sale, we procure the finished product, we sell it out. At that time, you may not need for the any kind of other modules. With finance and control module also you can run it. But without finance and CO module, you can't run your business. Other than some of the modules, if you don't have also, you can manage it. But without finance and control, because it's a legal entity, we need to submit as per the legal requirements. The whatever the statements, like your financial statements, like your P&L as well as the balance sheet, you need to submit to the external authorities as per the country legal requirements, as per their company's legal acts. We need to submit the reports, and as per the external authorities like maybe shareholders or directors or maybe whoever the persons, it based on the client country to country, we have to submit that reports to that external authorities, tax authorities also. So without finance and controlling modules, we can't run business. Okay. And when you, I told you already, the SAP is giving the industry-based solutions. Like we have almost all industry sectors, SAP is predefined solutions we have. because small and medium scale sectors, they can't bear this much of cost. So like SAP is giving the ready-made package, so you just install that predefined best practice solutions and you can go using. You no need to do any kind of settings. But whereas India and Brazil, we have a very difficult kind of taxation procedure, so we need to do some kind of settings for the taxation, even if you use the SAP best kind of solutions. But other than Brazil and India, the ready-made solution, you can use it directly. You don't need to do any kind of modifications. Only for the Brazil and India, we need to do some modifications for the tax point of view. These two countries are very difficult to manage directly the tax related, because every fiscal year they are announcing different kind of tax procedures or tax rates. Because of that reason, we need to go for the changes. Is it okay, guys?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes. So these are all the industry specific. I'm just giving the some kind of solutions, education related. Almost all major kind of universities are now using SAP. Even I could say in USA, most of the education universities are using SAP. And utility, like GE client, one of the best client how to utilize the SAP system. They are the world best using for the utility kind of. And oil related, earlier I could say earlier almost all companies are Saudi related countries. They used this Oracle, and because of that integration fails, they shifted into the SAP.
Okay.
And banking, almost all majority MNC banks are using this SAP only. Retail also. Almost I could say they more than 70 to 80% of the MNCs, you can check it in the Google or wherever, more than 72 to 80% of the MNC companies, whatever the industry sector it is, they are using SAP. More than 70 to 80%. You can cross check it. I'm not manipulating anything. It's a standard kind of whatever the information. Okay.
Fine.
And I told you already, it's going to integrate process with the organizational elements, and you have a application integration, technical integration, and you can collaborate with the, not only in the system, you can collaborate with the technologies. And I told you best business practices we have, and you have a support from the SAP labs. Let's say you have a one new kind of issue which is don't have a standard SAP, you can directly contact SAP. They can help you on that issue. But if it is a SAP kind of standard issue, they can help you. But let's say I did some kind of manual mistake across the, it's not related to standard SAP, then they may charge you. As per standard process, you need to follow in this format. Instead of this, they have gone through with the in a different format. Then at that time, SAP says you gone with the wrong way. I can help you, but I'm going to charge on that. If it is a standard kind of, they can help you without any cost. Okay.
Yes.
And whatever that future business needs, because we have a more than 1 lakh employees for the R&D kind of. So whenever it's kind of a new kind of process or new kind of upgrade, they are doing that R&D and they are providing the best solutions. When they came up with the best solution, they are upgrading with the patches. Okay, so these are all the compared to the SAP benefits do we have. And as of now, we did not discuss any module. We are just discussing about the what is SAP, how it is going to use it. Okay, and now we'll discuss the second one, types of projects and types of jobs. See, when we are going to the types of jobs and projects, we have a two kind of modules. One is technical related and another one is functional. Technical, we have a two modules only, basis and another one is ABAP. This basis is only using the control of that whatever the server installations. Like when we are getting the license from the SAP, these people will take care for installing of that server. And next one is the whenever we have getting that upgrade kind of or whatever the new patches, they will take care. This basis people will take care. And providing the roles and authorizations, we have to provide what kind of authorizations needs to provide for the each kind of user by controlling kind of activity will done by the basis people. The basis people work is like it's a administration kind of. So the server maintenance and installation kind of whatever the upgrades they need to take care, and whatever the role matrix like authorization kind of activities, we need to provide the what kind of authorizations to provide that users, and controlling point of view they will take care. And ABAP, this is a kind of coding like they have to use wherever we require a new kind of report or new form, then we require the ABAP for writing a coding, like it's a backend Java C++. So they need to know that like coding part, they will write the coding for generating a new kind of reports or forms. And functional modules, we have a almost 30 plus modules. Major are finance, controlling, sales and distribution, material management, production planning, warehouse management, and we have a HCM, human capital management, project systems, plant maintenance, and we have FSCM, financial supply chain management, etc. Quality management also, QM. These are all the functional related modules. These functional related modules, we are not going to do any kind of coding. It's a kind of simple business process. We are the owners for the business process, and these technical guys doesn't know about the business process. We have to explain them whenever we require a new report or form. We have to explain them. Remember, in the backend, it is going to store in the Oracle tables. The backend technology, it's Oracle only. Is it okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are all the functional related modules, and technical we have only 2. And like CFI, CO, MMPP, QM, these are all the module related. Technical we have ABAP and BASIS.
So we have to know
And
some of technical stuff like C++ or C++ or the other stuff like ABAP.
no, not required. As a
Not
functional guy, we no need to. But technical guy, like a BASIS guy or ABAP guy, they have to have the idea on that.
Oh.
Especially ABAP guys without kind of C++, Java, they can't run any kind of coding.
Okay. But FICO, we don't need to know any.
No, not required.
Okay.
Not required to know any kind of even single point of view. But if you have a kind of that knowledge, then it will be help for you when you are going to interact with the technical guy. Let's say he's contradicting you, no, it is not possible kind of. If you know that process technical kind of was, you can go like in this way and you can able to generate it.
Okay.
If you have an idea, but it is not a mandatory. Only some certain stages it may help you.
Okay.
I could say 99% it is not mandatory. Maybe 1% will be added advantage.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
So when it is a kind of with the communication, you can use the RFC, remote function calls, or interfaces. Like let's say I can show you one example. Like when you are going to making the payment through online, okay, and when I am going to generate a file making the payments through online through SAP system itself, you can able to generate the payments by using the interfaces. Let's say I have 1,000 vendors with the different kind of payments, I can able to made in a single transaction. By using the interface, what it will do, it will connect automatically the net banking and it will send it to the banker, that payment file. Before that, we need to get that format and everything we need to set up in the system. So accordingly, that respective file format will generate and it will send it to the banker. then they can convert it and making the payment to the respective suppliers. Same way for the electronic bank statement. Let's say the bank reconciliation statement, at that time also, when we are going to download that file from the banker, and you can able to directly run that file into the system. You don't need to do manual kind of intervention. Just download that file from banker site and upload it straight away. It will convert automatically and it will reconcile that bank reconciliation.
Yeah, 1 minute. So you
Yeah.
mean that we don't want to know the codings for the finance and control stuff? Just the technical department team will be aware of
Yes.
the codings, and we are just going to update the information and we're going to pull the report.
Yes, exactly. See, whenever, let's say, we require a new kind of report where we don't have a standard SAP, we might have, but it doesn't meet their requirement, then at that time we need to develop a new report. When we are going to develop a new report, we need to give a logic to them. From which table, what kind of data we need to get that, and how to design it. So we need to give kind of like we are the owners of that business process, then we need to explain them. Accordingly, they will write a coding and they will generate a new report and we'll test it. If everything is okay, then we'll deliver it to the business.
Fine.
Is it okay, Srilekha?
Yeah, fine with it.
Remember, the coding part, we are not going to do anything. Only pure technical guys, but if you have a kind of idea, it will be added advantage.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Okay. And like you know already, enterprise structure, it's a brief kind of. Your client, you may have multiple legal entities, right? And you may have multiple plants, multiple production units, and you may have the multiple storage locations. But finance point of view, I have not prepared the complete kind of org structure, which is a different way. Okay. Once we start in the live, then I can explain you in detail about the org structure.
Oh, yeah.
This is the very crucial role plays you when you are going to define your configuration. Why it is required? When you define in a proper format for the org structure, then only it will success. If the org structure fails, then everything will fail. Let's say when we are discussing in the earlier, when we are going to getting the requirement gathering from the client, you should make sure that these two are the legal entities only. And they said, no, we have one more legal entity, then completely our org structure is going to change it, right?
Yeah.
And they said earlier we have only two products, two plants, but they have two more as a kind of dealer kind of plants. Technically speaking, physically you don't have the plant, whereas technically speaking we have two more plants. So you need to set up. When it is going to set up, it's kind of a time taking process. When it is a time, it's cost for the consulting company, right?
Yeah.
So we should be very careful when we are going to define the org structure. Once it is freezed, then you should be make sure that we have to take a sign off from the client. Yes, you have agreed. This is the business structure, org structure. It is yours related.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
And next one is programming kind of. It's like SQL, COBOL, Java, C++.
Okay. You mean technical teams will be using these programming languages?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And now we'll discuss the types of projects. Okay. Because I told you earlier the implementation, what is the kind of implementation, what is rollout, what is enhancement, what is upgrade and support. Okay. Implementation project means where they are not yet using the SAP technology, now they want to use the SAP. It means it's a fresh kind of implementation.
Okay.
Okay. It means we are going to get the complete kind of their business process, and we are going to follow one separate methodology if it is a new kind of implementation. We called as a ASAP methodology. In this ASAP methodology, we have a total 5 pages. One is project preparation. Second one is business blueprint. Realization. Final preparation. Go live and support. So we have a total 5 pages. When you are going to implement a new project, so we are going to follow this methodology, ASAP methodology. In this methodology across the globe, we are using these phases. In the project preparation, we'll discuss briefly. In this project preparation, what we'll do, we'll decide. We have two teams, right? One is SAP implementing team, and another one is client team, right? Who want to use the SAP? Let's say example, IBM is the SAP implement company, and we'll go for this just example, GE is the client. Okay, IBM is going to implement SAP for the GE client. So IBM side will have one team and GE side will have one team. We'll decide in the project preparation who are the members are going to involve in this project. Who is the project manager, who is the team lead from the IBM side, and same for the client side, who is the project manager, who is the team members, and who is the responsible person to give that respective kind of business processes, because they are the owners, they knows their business processes, right?
Correct.
So we'll decide the team members in the project preparation, and the second in this project preparation itself we'll decide when it is going to start, when it is going to end. The complete project charter, that is roadmap, we'll decide in the project preparation stage itself.
You mean the project contract?
No, like the implementing of this SAP for the GE client, when we are going to starting the implementing of this SAP for this client, when will be the go live date? When the client is going to use the SAP.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
the GE company, this is mean end user, like end user people, or this is
Yeah,
I
we
don't
are the
understand.
consultants. Yeah, we are the consultants, and GE side also they have a business people, right? Like finance manager, controlling related manager, production
Yeah.
related manager. So they are the key users. They knows their business process, how they are using in the system now, right?
So you just use the system, they don't design the system.
Yeah, they just use the systems. We are the owner, we are the guys are going to design that business processes into the SAP.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
IBM is going to design the SAP system for the GE. So before designing, we need to know their business process and their org structure, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you want to know, then we should have some responsible persons who is going to give that information.
Okay.
We
So
should have one separate team.
there is a link between the SAP implementation team and the client team.
Yes,
There is like
exactly.
interaction between them.
Yes, exactly.
So they know each other, or this is a separate company? What I want to know, they sit together, and while
Yeah.
they designing the system, they sit together and know everything, or just
No. It's not going to sit. What we'll do, we'll discuss with the people what is their existing business process, how they are using it, and do you have any kind of additional expectations, and how you want to in future your business. So after discussing, we'll prepare the videos, their business process related, and we'll prepare the in detail document how they are using now as of now. What is their expectations for this process? Let's say we have a procurement cycle, right? So how they are using procurement cycle now? We'll ask a questions. What kind of procurement processes do you have? Is it domestic procurement related process, or is it, do you have a import related kind of procurement processes? How you are procuring the services? What about the capital related products? How you are going to procure it? And how you are going to making the payment to the suppliers? And what is your production related? So from finance point of view, we'll discuss in detail. If you have a different kind of legal entities, are you going to transfer the stock from one company to another company? Or within the legal entity, are you transporting the stocks from one unit to another unit? These kind of business processes we'll discuss with them. If they yes, how are you handling as of now? They have to give they might have already business process videos. We'll get that complete kind of documents, and after that we'll prepare one documentation. It is called as a business blueprint. It is a bible for us and them. Once we freeze it their business processes, we'll take a sign off from them.
Okay. So
Okay.
so they
So
are
here
separate.
we'll
So this means they are separate companies.
Yes. Okay, so in that, only in the project preparation we'll decide the roadmap, as well as the who are the team members from the SAP company, and who are going to willing to implement that SAP, that respective client side team members. We'll decide the team members, and after that in this blueprint, what we'll do, we'll discuss in detail for the each point of contact. Let's say finance related, this is the persons are related to finance. So we are the finance related consultants. We'll interact with them and we'll discuss complete their business processes. And once discussion is completed, we'll prepare a org chart as well as the blueprint kind of documentation, and we'll submit to the steering committee. They have to take a decision. Yes, we agreed, these are the processes. As of now we are following in this way, and in the future in SAP we are expecting in this way. So we'll prepare Visio kind of documents and Word kind of documents. Everything we'll prepare and document it. Some companies will take a printout and will bind it as a book and will submit to the people. They need to sign on each and every piece because they have to accept it. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, once this document is ready, and unless the blueprint is signed off, we are not going to do anything in the SAP system. Okay, once the blueprint is ready, according to that blueprint we'll configure the system and we'll test it in the system, and if everything is ready, then we'll give the training to the people, because it is a new technology, they don't know anything on the technology. So we are the guys, we need to explain their business process, and we have to prepare a kind of user manuals for the future kind of reference, and we need to train them. Once training is completed, we'll ask them to test it as per their business processes. This is called as a user acceptance test. You told us this is the process we are expecting. Now we define the same way in the SAP system. Please test it. If it is okay, please sign off. If signed off, yes, they are agreed. As per their expectations, we configure the system. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Once it is ready and they are accepted everything, then we'll start the final preparation. Final preparations means they have a master data and they have a TB, right? Trial balance sheet. Those data we need to upload into the SAP system. These we call as a cutover activities. So we need to upload their master data, like they have a ledgers, they have a customers, they have a vendors, they have a assets, they have a cost centers. So all these kind of master data we need to upload into the system. Once after uploading the master data, the TB, the balance sheet of their balance sheet as on today's date. So what we'll do, their assets and liabilities, stock related balances, asset related balances, customer balances, vendor balances, we need to upload it. As per their TB, we need to upload in the system and we'll submit to them for validating. See, this is the TB you have given, we upload it in the system. Is it matching as per your requirement? If it is okay, then the system is ready. They can use it for the day-to-day activities. Is it clear, guys? This we call as a go live and support. So we call this, if it is a new project implementation, we follow the ASAP methodology. We will define as a 5 different phases. Guys, I explained you only briefly. It's a kind of, in detail, it will take a complete 1 day, at least 2 hours session. Okay, in the interview point of view also, they will ask you at least couple of questions, because the normal guy and the live related guy, they will check either the guy is having the good knowledge or good experience on that. Okay, so this is the implementation related project. And second one, rollout. Rollout means, let's say we have a business in the multiple countries. Earlier they have a plan to go for the, let's say it's a US based company, they have a branches in UK, India, and let's say they have a business in the German and Japan. Earlier they have a plan go live for the only US based country. So it means they have gone live for the only US, now they have a plan for the UK. It means they want to go for the same business, but earlier they implemented for only US country, now they want to go for the UK. It called as a rollout. Business process is same, maybe country related, whatever the legal requirements might be differ, but business processes are same. What we'll do, we'll copy from the existing legal entity and modify it. And these rollouts we have a two kind of, one is legal entity rollout and another one is plant rollout. Plant rollout will happen, let's say in the same country they have a one legal entity, under that legal entity they have a 10 manufacturing plants. Earlier they have a plant, first we'll go for the one plant and later one by one we'll go out. So legal entity from finance point of view, the major org structure is same, but production and sales point of view, they need to do the configuration. Okay guys?
Okay.
So we have a two kind of rollout, means we have already using the SAP system, but some of the additional plants or additional legal entities which is not yet implemented SAP, so just we'll copy existing already using that legal entity kind of settings and we'll modify according to the new legal entity or new plant. And enhancement means you are using already SAP system, you want to go for the advanced kind of versions. Let's say the goods receipt, as of now they are doing a manual. Someone user is entering the details and they are posting it. But later, no, I don't want to use any kind of manual intervention. I will put it one scanner. I will scan that whatever the goods receipt I received from the supplier, the system should post automatic that entry. Did you guys understand?
Yeah.
The process, it is automation. I don't want to do any kind of manual intervention. At that time, you don't have the standard functionality to do automatic that GR, but you have to do some kind of enhancement with the help of ABAP. Okay? So these kind of projects we call as enhancements. It means we are adding some kind of additional advantages. And upgrade, like you asked, like I am using the 4.7e version, now I want to upgrade with the 6.0 version. It means I am already using the SAP system with the old versions, now I want to upgrade with the new version. So our work is very low compared to the technical guys, basis and ABAP, because the new tables and new whatever that patches are there, the basis guys needs to update it. Okay guys, but functional guys, we need to give the complete information. Is it okay guys?
Yeah.
And support is already they are using the system. Wherever they have a kind of new issues or new kind of setups are required, we'll have a one kind of separate support team. They will support for them. Okay, total we have a 5 type of projects: implementation, rollout.
Each one need a team to run that, or each one, or all of them running by one team.
It depends on the client requirement and the client size. Let's say if it is a small kind of client, the single consultant can manage it for each module wise. And if it is a huge MNC, then we need to have a separate kind of teams. Implementation related, we should have a separate team. Rollout kind of, we may be same, and enhancement, upgrade, support will be separate team. These three can handle by the separate team, one separate team, and these two can handle by the one separate team.
Which one is the most demandable in the market, or all of them? I don't know.
In the USA and UK countries, they are already using the SAP systems. We don't have any kind of new more implementations. We have a kind of enhancements, upgrades and support.
They already have the system.
Yes, already they are using a SAP system, more than 80 to 90% of the MNCs.
Okay.
So they have a kind of support and enhancement.
That's it. But
nothing to do with the implementation rollout.
Okay. So most of the demandable jobs, demandable
with the support, yes, enhancement and support. Exactly. But whereas for the Asian countries, still it is in the implementation process, implementation as well as the rollout.
Okay.
Let's say I'll say you, I'm working for the Mylan. It is a US based company. They have implemented SAP in USA. It's almost 98 or 2000, and they they buy out almost 20 to 30 companies in the Asian country. So now they want to implement the SAP for the Asian companies. It's a kind of rollout. Okay, but USA already they are using SAP system. It's a pharmaceutical based company. I am supporting for the Mylan. Okay, these are all the types of projects, and now we'll discuss with the system landscape. I told you we have architecture R3, right? So basically the all kind of operating systems and databases it will support. Windows kind of backend I told you it's already Oracle. Okay, so most of the Windows related systems, operating systems will support for the SAP. Okay guys, and the R3 textures, it is a presentation server, application and database. Three are the different. Presentation means always we'll use the front end. We are the presentation guys. We don't know anything is happened back end. We don't need to know the logics and all. Okay, front end whatever the screen is there, we'll just design it. Back end whatever the coding or whatever the tables it's going to hit it respective tables or respective whatever the data. Okay, so always we'll use the front end related GUI, graphical user interface, and application related most of the times will use by the technical guys, especially for the ABAPers. And database, you know, the whatever the data users are punched, that will be stored in the data tables. It's a database, right? Whenever kind of information reports will retrieve from the database server. Is it right guys? Okay, and coming into the system landscape, it is a architecture, but coming into the system landscape, we'll have a sandbox. Sandbox means it's a R&D kind of client. You can do whatever you want. Whenever you get a new requirement, first we'll do the R&D in the sandbox system. If everything is okay, the final solution will implemented in the development server. Once everything is okay, we'll move that configuration into that quality server. Here we'll test it and we'll ask business to test it. If they are satisfied with that solution, we'll ask that confirmation. Then if they confirm, we'll move it to production. Okay. And earlier in the old versions, basically they used only one server. In that server, they maintained all clients like sandbox, development, quality and production. Everything in the one server. When it is everything in one server, what will happen? The performance will come up, right? If all servers are, if all kind of development related, quality and production related data in the single server, either you need to maintain the huge kind of that whatever the storage capacity use, then you can use it. But if it is a small one, then it's a kind of, you will get the performance issues. So because of that reason, later they segregated into production as a separate server, quality, development, sandbox into the one server. No, here also we have some kind of performance issues for the big MNCs. So now we are using three-tier environment. One is development environment, quality and production. Remember, whatever the new changes are they requested, we'll do here only, and we'll transport the changes to the quality and production. You don't have the authority to do any kind of changes in the production or quality. Guys, let's say the user is requested to define a new house bank. They have taken the one more account ID, bank related account. Then if it is a new bank account, then we need to set up in the development server. Okay, that BRS related kind of stuff and automatic payments related stuff we need to configure here. You don't have the option to configure here, and it is a highly restricted area where you don't have the access. You may have the access only display mode, and or else you may have the access for the tables only. Because it's a user server, they knows their business, they have to punch the transaction, right? If something goes wrong, then everything will be problem. Because of that reason, most of the implemented companies they don't want to take any kind of risk. That is the reason the consultant doesn't have the authority for the production related for modifying any data. If something goes wrong, they will blame you. There are chances losing that project. Right? If something goes wrong, they will escalate it to the MD or CEO, whoever. But we don't know anything in the technology point of view. They did something and it's gone. Even their mistake also blaming into you. Right? Everything will, because we are the consultant, we have to bear it, we have to patience. Because unless if you have a client, you can't survive it. Client is your God. Whatever they says you have to do it. Or else if you are not going to do it, you should have the proper reason or valid reason. Right? So these are all the whatever that we discussed, and I told you the system SAP will support you. We call it is OSS, online support system. Okay, either you can send a message to the OSS or else you can call to the customer. Based on priority, they will work on that your issue. And also, let's say if it is a kind of in SAP itself it is a bug, then they will release a one kind of note to overcome that issue. If it is a standard issue, let's say in the SAP itself this is a issue, then what they will do, they will identify, oh, this is the new kind of issue, they will fix it and they will release a one note. And if you have a kind of hundreds of this kind of notes, they will release as a packs or patches. Guys, let's say this kind of, let's say we have a thousands of clients, they send a different kind of requirements. Whenever it is a new kind of fix, they will fix it and they will store as a separate notes. All together they release as a one pack. Quarterly once or 6 months once or annually once, they will release this package. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
So
this is the
this problem.
Yep.
Most of that is because it's functional, so it's a kind of not technical, but kind of work on the program more than theoretical stuff. So all we have to know most of the theoretical stuff more rather than practical, which or this is like a start to the problem.
Pardon me, I couldn't hear you clearly. Your voice is very low.
Okay. The most of the problem is talking. We're getting that from theoretical stuff or in practical.
Yeah, we can do it both because we'll give it to you both the documentations, okay, and when you are going to have a classes, you can record it, and that with your voice as well as the screen, so you can go through that. By default you can store in your desktop, so whenever you have a queries, you can review it, and remember, you no need to have any kind of coding functionality. If you have, that will be added advantage, but major important thing is you should know the business process, because we are the consultants. They will ask you n number of questions when you are going to give any solution. Make sure that you should have some kind of experience on the kind of finance background. What would be debit and what would be the credit as per the accounting rules and regulations.
The basic things, not the.
Yes.
Not, I don't have to be expert and professional.
You should have the basic things. It's not required to have a complete business processes, because I am going to take care for each business processes. But major thing is you should have the standard accounting principles. Like when you are going to post a transaction, we have a rule. As per the accounting rules, every entry will contains one debit and credit. You guys knows. So this kind of standard functionality you should have.
Okay.
If you know that why it is going to debit and why it is going to credit, that's enough. The rest of the business processes I can take care of. Even if you don't have that kind of experience also, I can take care of you, because I am going to teach you directly on the client server, client sandbox system. Okay, I am not going to teach you on the sandboxes like whatever the SAP is given, that IDES systems. For practice purpose, they will give you that server and you can practice it. But class point of view, I am going to teach you directly with the client server. So this will be added advantages to you. When you are going to work with the live environment, you don't have a kind of issues. Because always when a normal guy, when they don't have that live kind of system, they will get a confusion and they can catch you immediately. Because you know, you guys, without manipulating the fake, you can't get the job, right?
Yeah.
So when you are manipulating a fake, at least you should know the standard basic functionalities, how to handle it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm going to teach you directly in the client system. So this will helps you. And what are all the topics I'm going to take care also, I'll just show you. See, in the finance module and CO module also, I think so I have that document. Let me go through that. Yes. See, in the finance module also, I'll show you. In the finance module also, we have a multiple sub modules. Okay. In the finance, we have a general ledger accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting, bank accounting, cash book. So these are all the submodules in the finance module, which I am going to take care of the complete all these submodules. And
So
coming
do you think
into
it's
the
better to read about that stuff before the start the next session? Like they read about the general ledger and the accounts
yes,
payable?
yes, exactly. See, in this general, I'll show you this training, complete training kind of. See, first what we'll do about the SAP, today we discussed in detail. We have to have one more day, okay, and how to log in the SAP. It will take half day because I need to show you how are you going to log in into the system, what is the screen, what kind of details, blah blah blah. We need to discuss
One
it.
day mean 1 hour, or one day mean half hour?
1.5 hour, 1
1
hour,
half hour. Okay.
yeah, 1 hour to 1.5 hour.
Okay.
Okay, and the org structure, the complete how the legal entity, what we discussed, right? It's not a complete, we have discussed only briefly. So the complete, it will take 2 to 3 hours time.
Okay.
Okay, it's a only org structure. And coming into the, we have a kind of global accounting settings. So for this it will take 3 days. Okay, before going into the new GL, that subledgers, you have to have at least 1 week time.
Okay.
Okay, because before that you should know the complete org structure process. Once you are familiar with this, we'll go by one submodules like general ledger accounting, accounts payable, vendor related, that is accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank accounting, asset accounting. Okay, and the special kind of programs for making automatic payments to the suppliers, we have a separate kind of. So this will be separate. And reporting point of view, for all reports related, it will be 1 day. And this is the first finance module. And coming into the controlling module, we have a multiple sub modules. It is cost element, accounting, second one is cost center accounting, internal orders, profit center accounting, COPA, that is profitability analysis, product costing. Remember guys, basically in US people, they will teach you separately. Finance one separate one, and costing is separate one, but I am going to take care till the profit center accounting into the single one. Okay, I am not going to teach you profitability analysis and product costing, but if you guys really required, I can teach you profitability analysis, not product costing. Product costing itself, it will take at least 2 months. It means more than 60 hours.
More the
Okay.
costing?
Yes, it's a kind of vast syllabus. In the product costing also, you have a 2 different, with quantity structure, without quantity structure, and you have a make to stock, make to order functionalities. You know, make to stock means we produce the finished products and we'll kept it aside. Whenever the customer asks, we'll deliver the products. That is one process. And second one is make to order. Our product is demand. Once customer place orders, based on that customer requirement, we'll produce the product and we'll deliver it. That is make to order.
But in job requirement or job requests, we need to know that stuff before.
No, it's not a mandatory. We can manage it. And one more thing, I'm going to teach you how to handle the interview kind of, and interview questions also. Whenever we are going to discuss these modules, each sub module wise, I will explain you these related to interview point of view, and I'm going to show you in the live environment. So anyhow, you don't have that kind of issues at all.
Okay. What about the certificate exam? So
Sure.
it needs a product costing as a whole knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can take you, but it's a kind of different altogether, because the cost point of view and all, it might be different.
Okay.
Okay, integration with MM and integration with the ST, sales and distribution and material management. So these are all the elements which I'm going to take care. But remember these two. If you guys really require, I can explain you, I can take care about the profitability analysis, but product costing itself, it's a vast one. And remember, even if you are going at a time for all also, you will get the confusion. First, go and join in the company, work with, parallelly you can learn this product costing. It's not a mandatory for to know the all. Okay? You can easily get the job till this profitability analysis. Okay, because I think so it is 6th or 7th batch for me. I am taking care that online. Already my students are working with the different companies. Okay, and apart from this, because what we discussed that ASAP methodology, how the live scenarios, and I am going to share you the live related business blueprint documents, because you don't know how the business blueprint, right?
Yeah.
When you are going to normal candidate and live related candidate, that should be the different. If the interviewer is going to ask you how the business blueprint, how do you handle it, if there is a gap, how you handle it, what kind of gaps you have handled it, if you have a kind of the documentation, your level of confidence will be different. Okay, so I am going to share you the live kind of documentations, and remember, even if you are join the job also, if you require that assistance for further assistance to resolve, because you may not be expert into that one because you are in the initial stage, even if you want to help on that resolving that kind of issues also, I can support you.
Okay.
Because initially for the couple of months or at least 3 months to 6 months, you require that help, because to familiar with the system, it may take some time for you, right?
Yeah.
And cutover activities when you are uploading the master data or transaction data into systems. So we'll use the tools to upload the data. That functionality also I will explain you. And in addition to that, let's say if it is a new report, we need to give we call as it is functional specifications. We need to provide the documents to that functional specification documents to the technical guys, ABAPers. So when it is a functional specification, we need to give the detailed logic from which table we need to get the data, how to proceed into the further tables, which data we need to show it, when it is going to present in the output, what kind of logics and what do we need to use, any kind of formulas, etc. So these kind of what I'll do, I'll take one functional specification, I will explain you in detail how we defined after developing what would be this report, this kind of technical things I will take care of you. Okay, and how to identify the tables, because when you are going to create a new report or forms, we are going to get the data from the tables, right? So we have to, at least we should know the major kind of finance or controlling related tables. So these kind of things, how to search it, where can we get it, all this kind of data we'll discuss in 30 minutes later after completing of that integration and everything. Okay?
Okay.
And I think so you guys, it is not required because it's only for useful in India. the process. It's not required because you guys are at USA. It's not required to you guys, and you can here the transaction kind of data. So what kind of and all you will have here the respective complete kind of information. And once we complete each submodule wise, I will share you the documents because you should have the documentation, then only you can able to practice it. Whatever I deliver you or I explain you, you are okay at the time of listening, but when you are going to practice it, you will get n number of doubts, right?
Yeah, sure.
You should have the documentation. So I will send you the each and every copy.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you will have one record session. Yeah.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I
Yes,
will
Sri Lanka,
get
this is-
the access, right, to the system.
Yes, you will get it. These people will take care you.
Yeah.
They will see. This is the logon pad. This will be installed on your system. Okay. Once it is installed, you can able to access it. They will provide you one user ID and password for you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
But remember, I could say even if it is a recession session also, but the period also you have a requirement for the finance and controlling. Because without finance and controlling, you can't run the business. It's a kind of evergreen kind of module compared to all other. You will have a evergreen kind of modules. One is the FICO and another one is the ABAPR. Without ABAPR, you can't do any kind of reports and forms, right?
Yeah.
Whenever it is a new kind of report and forms, you require. If you don't have, ABAPR is not required. But without FICO guide, you can't run your business. Okay?
Yeah, hi, this is Sujit.
So,
Yeah. Yes, Sri Lanka and Bala, are you there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As I had given you the earlier promises to both of you that our training includes not only giving the subject-oriented training, we provide you like we conduct test for every week to know your performance, how you are performing, and how you are capable of doing the jobs. Like the test will be like both of the ends. One is a theoretical path as well as a practical path. Here Nagaraj will give you one scenario like one practical type of test. You need to perform the test. It's only up to you how you are performing. This is one point, okay, in the part of training. And also we provide you certification guidance. If you're in USA, if you're into USA, right? If you need to go on for better and better, then you need to have certification, right? For that we provide you certification guidance, like documentation, what you need to go on to prepare for certification, okay? And also the final phase interview assistance. At any the ultimate goal of learning anything is to get the job. That is the ultimate goal. Without that, learning something and something is nothing. It's not meaningless. So for the sense, interview guidance, like interview assistance, like we will conduct some mock interviews for you at the last to check out your capabilities, and we find out the gaps where you are lacking, and we will prepare you accordingly. Okay. Yeah, and also for the system access, from the first day of the session, we will provide you a system access with SAP Logon, which should be installed in your desktop. That would be taken care by me, and also username and password provided by me. The system access for you takes for 3 months for you. I'm going to provide system access for 3 months. Okay, it is in the part of training. Okay. And also here already Nagaraju said that even I know the things that by learning, just if you are going for a fresher, there is no job is waiting for you. Definitely you need to put on like 6+, 7+, then only the jobs are opening for you. The job gate is opening for you. For that, just by learning today and putting up 7+, 8+ is not going to be really such easy task for you. For the sense, we will provide you 1 month support. Like how it going to be, I will explain you here. Nagaraju already said you, there are some topics: general ledger, account payables, account receivables. Like Nagaraju said that whenever he said account receivables, he will take the topic in a subjective oriented way. Once you understand in subjective oriented way, he will tell you his own in a real time scenario how to use account payables. So by that at the same time you can able to grab both knowledges, what is account payables as well as how we'll use this account payables in real time.
Exactly.
Do you got it? Yeah, because without, I'm really saying that just we are giving some knowledge to you, and you are going on, and while you are trying for job, without real time, it's not really going to helpful for you. I'm frankly saying, while you are coming and taking training, it's another path. Let's keep it, because if you're taking with us, it's not a problem. If you want to go on somewhere, it's not a problem. But the reality, I'm telling you the reality. Without real time, definitely you're not making much effect in the market, and you are not be a good consultant in the market. That's the thing. So why we come up with one more month after training support, like a 1 more month support after training, because uh, for the start the day of the beginning, you don't know what is SAP, but when you go on for 15 days, you know some topics: what is account payables, account receivables, and general ledger. But you can do the scenarios on based upon these three only. But after 30 or 45 days, when you finish up training, you know end to end. You know end to end what is SAP, what are the things, what are you going to do in SAP, completely in SAP. But while you put hands on and practicing end to end, you may get number of doubts. When do we put a hands on end to end? Once you finish the training. And later when you put your hands on, you get number of doubts and queries. On that time, there is no trainer with you to support, because the training is finished and trainer just went off. There is no trainer to just support you. But we are promising you that we will support for 1 more month. Like if you got any doubts, just we will arrange a session and come up with your doubts, and he will clarify you. I'm, why I'm telling all these things right now, because I need to be clear and clarity in front of the trainer, because if I am saying something to you in the background, and if you ask something about regarding this to trainer, if you say I don't know all these things, please talk with Sujit, I don't want this type of things. So I am telling you in front of the trainer. I'm the person to be clear in all the ways. Okay? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, Srilekha, and are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. That's that's the thing. Here, the completely because if you are efforting some money for us means in order to get the job, just for you, if you are not in a position to get the job, you are putting up money on us. It's completely worthless, right? So here, what is the ultimate goal is to get the job. We will support you until you are just placed into your job. So even we will plan you accordingly. We will plan and we will train you accordingly in order to get the job. This was the ultimate goal. I am saying you real and in front of the trainer.
Yeah, and one more thing, guys, when you are going to have a session, make sure that every day at least you should have 1 more hour for practice. Then only you can able to understand. Otherwise, let's say I have given another 10 sessions. Later, when you are trying to start the practice, the first session you feel like it's a new. Make sure that every day at least you should have 1 more hour for practice, and weekend at least you should spend at least couple of hours. Then only you will be familiar with the system, and whatever the topics which when I'm going to take a class, I'll tell you these things are the very important for the interview point of view or our certification point of view. Make sure that to note that those kind of topics, then it will be help for you in the interview point of view.
And also here, I need to tell you once again, here documentation plays a vital role in training. Why I'm saying that? Because here without documentation, if you have a recording session, even though the training doesn't 100% of training does not going to be recorded in like classes, because if you have a documentation in your hands, it's going to be more and more helpful for you. Okay, so here Nagaraj will send you like a end of the day documentation and month of the day documentation. End of the day documentation means just now he had seen that he had prepared some Excel sheet, as well as he had written some WordPad, right? And also if the let us think first today's class is account payables. He will send you regarding account payables document, and also regarding especially regarding what are the things that he had written today for the today's session. He will send you these both documents to you. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And
That's the thing.
yeah,
He's going
I'll
to
send
do.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you. One is the regular practice kind of documentation, and another documentation will be live related. See, let's say you did that org structure like practice kind of, but when you are going into the live, how that screens, how we define that screens. So both the I will send you with the screenshots of that live related documentations. Okay, and that user kind of manual also. So when you are going to tomorrow, let's say you get the chance for the implementation project, and you need to give the training for the users, and before that you need to prepare the user manuals. So if you have an idea how to prepare and how it should be, then if I'm going to share you the complete, let's say you are the guy when you are going to implement a new project, how the configuration document, what will be the UAT kind of documents, and what is the user manual. These complete one set of documents I will share you.
Yeah, and also one
Apart
more
from the
thing.
regular training documents.
Yeah, and also one more thing, guys. I will send you a review report on weekly basis, that how is your training is going on. The points included in review report is how is your training is going on. Is that trainer is performing good? Are you getting it or not? The first point. And the second point here is the documentation provided by trainer is going to be useful for you or not. This all things is been included in the review report. According to your review report, I'm going to ask that if you find any difficulties and any gaps while he's providing a documentation or is in teaching, I will come up in the session and I will ask him in front of you directly. Okay? Because we need to be clear when we are going with someone, we need to be clear, and just you need to be clear, and the guy what are the guy are going to do for us. So I am telling you all these things in front of the trainer, because I already said you, if I am telling something to you and I am telling something to trainer, it is not going to be fair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the sense I am telling you in front of the trainer as well as you. So at this point of time, I hope you guys are clear.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, Mr. Asileka, are you clear?
Yeah, I'm yours.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope the session is Nagaraju. The session has ended. Have you done with
Hi
your session?
Sujit, still yeah, it's fine, already I've completed. And guys, do you have any queries?
As of now, I don't have any queries, and I have even requested the training and have some handouts as well. So to get
Okay. And because we discussed only brief kind of, right? So we did not gone through the in and out.
This is just demo. We can't pack SAP in just in 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
So this is just demo. Just please think in a form of just demo. He is giving in this demo, in this span of 1 hour, what he had given to you is just what is SAP, what are the things that is going to be covered in this like topics, what are the topics going to cover throughout in 45 days, like if you spend an hour per each day like that. It's a basic information for you and need to know everyone before going to SAP, before to be trained to SAP, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, you have any doubts?
No, I don't have.
Mr. Bolla, you have any doubts?
No, I really appreciate your help and your way in teaching. That's very great.
Yeah. Guys, can we end the session?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Nagar.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Have a nice one.
The organizer